The team, after discovering a few things here and there, heading to the separate section of the continent where you found Voss, Karn, his sister, and all the other Valkyries, with the unfortunate assistance of Section 5, more on unfortunate later. Uh, your team was able to find a new location that is not habitable, but potentially in the future. For sure, you guys did discern that when exploring, it could cause your death, but it didn't. But it's also a very, very interesting place in its own right. It has a whole bunch of information that you could potentially use. So, in order to benefit yourselves as well as them, you had spoken with Vost about a job trade. In that regard, Karn made sure to was him and his group were selected to join you. Voss came in order to establish. I actually don't know. I think Voss wasn't supposed to be here.
You're like, Lost? Wait, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah, he's not supposed to. Well, whatever.
He
He's here
was
now.
leaving the room when he got teleported. He's just as confused as you.
I think I copied and pasted, but forgot that he was one of the people I copied and pasted.
It's like, hold on, don't teleport just yet.
He's here now. I'll figure out what I was trying to do another time. Once arriving here, Ramon did tell you the entire thing. One, he's grateful for everything you've done. It is considered a success. However, it's considered a partial success, as not only Section 5 was involved, but no true landmass, or at least area that wasn't already inhabited, was discovered. So, unfortunately, as the powers that be, I'm not saying Ramon's the one that's doing this, because, it's kind of his job on the line too. The higher-ups are more or less upset and are putting things on a tight leash. You do not know why. You do not know why they just hate Ramon, or at the very least don't like him. You've never asked, and you don't actually need to ask. I'm not saying ask him. Ask him now. It's more like people are just rude. So
yeah, no, we got screwed over on that one.
Section 5, too much credit. Too credited.
So, Ramon, again, let me just get this straight here. We were sent to determine the land of the Winged Riders. Yes? And now we're being penalized for not finding the land of the Winged Riders uninhabited by Winged Riders.
The problem was that they were not creatures, but actual cognitive beings. It's
So you're saying we're being penalized because we didn't find livestock?
no, it's more or less on the lines of an actual intelligent life was already there and established its own base.
So the whole city for generations has been under the impression that the Winged Riders were not actually ridden by anything.
Well, if you want to be
You do
picky,
know that the Winged Rider part was the missive you all discovered, which was new knowledge.
It just seems like, why would they call them Winged Riders if they just thought it was a bird?
Well, he means that we just called it the Featherfall, or
Yeah.
you guys just called it the Featherfall before we, as a group, discovered the whole writer aspect.
All right, and I
That's
feel like
out of game.
I didn't make that game. Yeah,
it-
I was like,
yeah, it's been
I
a
didn't make
while.
that name up.
No, you didn't. The Winged Riders was the information you found when you rescued that guy that was bleeding out in an alleyway. He gave you a missive. It said the Winged Riders are nigh.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Fine. I thought that's just what everyone knew them as. Right.
Beforehand, they assumed it was a migrating pattern flock of just big animals, but very hard to pin down. They sent it your guys' way. One, because you guys are like, I'm not gonna say this in the nicest way, like the last guys people call, but in the rude way, like let these people do it.
Man, I don't want to clean out the sewer. Get Section 9 to do it.
Honestly, yeah. Uh, it's why the turnover rate is so high. But you also get different interesting jobs. Ramon does state, however, that being said, though, with Voss and his crew being here, we are more or likely going to try to get everything course corrected. Bosses just hate me. So sorry about that. You will get paid. Don't worry about that. Karn and all of you, welcome. Eula, great to see you. You as well. He then hands you, well, Claire, his wife, then hands you your payment, which is a nice stapled sum of 200 gold per person.
All right.
And then
Soothes the pain a little.
Using $100 bills to mop away the tears.
he then does state, now then, as you've just recently completed a mission, you don't have one immediately. There are side missions if you prefer to do something, busy work if you will. If not, we have about a couple of weeks until an actual established mission happens. You can explore the city if you'd like. When your parents were looking for you some time ago, something about an arranged meeting or marriage, I'm not exactly sure which one, didn't ask. Family business.
It was an
What?
arranged I stopped listening.
What?
What?
Yes. At any rate, potential congratulations, and it's entirely up to you. I'll help you as best I can.
No. I mean, let's not get there yet.
I mean, like, help you as best I can to not get involved in it or get involved in it. It really depends on your own viewpoint.
Lynn's like, Ramon, you forgot to tell me this.
It kind of happened after you sent me a message, and I don't have the spell.
He's like, no, Ramon, you didn't tell me that. You have no recollection of it, and I won't be
could
going
not
to.
have. I could have stayed there and not come back.
It's probably why they timed it
Exchange
that way.
program.
Yeah,
Oh.
I could have stayed there as the exchange.
Well-
That's why they told your boss and not you.
Well, perhaps for a mission that might actually have some positive results, did manage to get some extra feathers for your children.
Splendid. They're currently in school right now. It is the middle of the morning, afternoon. I'm thinking of afternoon. I just couldn't think of the word. It is the middle of the afternoon. But if you can leave him here, he then opens up a nice little cachet box.
Yes,
Now,
and-
unfortunately, I don't remember how many I had promised.
5.
I don't. 5. Okay.
I thought we already gave them.
You gave, I believe, about 3, so like 2 more.
All right. Where did I write this?
I remember someone collected 3 and then like gave them, but you needed a total of 5.
Oh, there we
I
go.
thought
I
we-
guess
I
it's
thought we had like
No,
8 at one
I-
point.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Win.
I
I
know
think
Sonic has
we
quite a
think
few.
they already gave the feathers. Like
Yeah,
90%
we
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because we had 2 days of Featherfall, and we collected more than enough feathers during that time.
I think
Yeah,
it was we had left over.
I'll believe you. I don't remember it
Yeah,
clearly.
I thought we had completed it.
Then Ramon retroactively states, thank you, but I do
Yeah.
believe you've already given that. That being said, though, I still need to provide you the. Actually, they do. No, I suppose I can do it. Uh, Ramon
Actually,
then hands each of you 20 gold per.
I mean, to there was only a few people who had anything to do with the collection of the feathers. I mean, Finder certainly didn't.
It was
But
more
if
of
you're
a
giving gold
collective
to everyone,
team thing.
sure, love it.
Um,
I'll
I
take
did
that.
mention this to Jemmy when he was here. If the team could help out, which they did. I didn't ask questions on who did how much work. It's more of a team contribution thing than a singular individual.
That was a bit out of character. Finder has evil alignment. He'd take that gold.
So how much was it? 20 gold per feather?
20 gold per person. It actually probably would be per feather. Let's just say another 100 gold total.
I'll take it.
Everyone. Yes, I don't know what they want with those, so whatever you do with yours, please remember that in about a week they will disintegrate, so do what best you can with what you have.
Ramon, I do feel a bit obliged to mention to you, given your adopted children's obsession with these feathers, that the local criminal faction, the Red Sashes, have recently come into possession of a real live unicorn. So you might want to Pegasus, not unicorn, yes. So you might want to not let your daughters know that.
Perhaps
Very
if there
well.
was treating the animal, it could be rescued.
Really depends on where it goes. If it stays in this city, we can definitely do something about it. If it does not, we can't really do anything. That being said, though, that type of animal is quite rare. If it is seen and spotted without proper documentation, we can potentially do something. We're not exactly prone in having wild animals within city
I
grounds.
have one on layaway.
I don't know that terminology, but all right. I'll help you establish proper documentation when it gets here. Gives you a thumbs up.
Basically, I have claim to one, but not at the moment.
All right then.
How did Karn and Voss react to that? Are they just like, sure she does? Or she's like, they're like, well, it's legit.
Hey, it is legit.
It's kind of legit. They did say they're willing to have you try and tame one once one is available, but it's not oh yeah, of course you can have one. It's more like,
Hey,
we'll see what happens in a
yes,
year.
I get the chance. I get the chance. I'm
Yeah.
good.
They don't say anything though. They wouldn't be that rude.
It was like an eyebrow raise.
Like a little bit that not noticeable unless you're like looking at them immediately when the wind said that.
Okay, so a completely open-ended session where we all have to come up with ideas for things to do. That's a recipe for brevity.
Yes. That being said, though,
Wow.
there's also missions you guys can do. Wynn's whole thing. Cat is acting up.
Sure, we did get one story hook that I don't think Wynn wants to actually interact with.
Fair.
Well, Wynn's gonna have to do it anyways because she did promise the guy flowers for his wife and kids.
Yes. Oh, that does
Remember.
remind me. A man was came over talking about a bouquet of flowers. He put down a down payment. He told, looks towards Jimmy, one of your assistants to deliver them this box. He then gives you a box. He said it was for the entire team and not to open it. We did check it for magic. There was no magic enchantment, so it should be fine. But we
That's
were,
always nice not to get blown up.
yes. That being said, though, if you'd like, I can be here making sure that you don't.
It's
Oh,
definitely
that won't
not
be
a bribe.
necessary.
All right. Well, do take care.
Well, I guess the first thing we should do is drop Yula off back at her section, talk to them, hand over their materials, and then I should skedaddle to my parents' place. At least that's my plan.
Yes, I think we should all visit the flower shop. No. German.
Well, it's up to you guys, because after the flower shop, after getting the bouquets, I was gonna head down to meet, what's his name again?
Good old what's his name?
Yeah.
Seriously, what's the guy's name again?
Are you talking about the criminal guy?
Yeah, the leader of the group.
Okay, I
'Cause
just wanted to
remember
make sure.
Because I promised him flowers.
Yeah. His name was something Smith. I'm looking for the map and information. His
yeah.
it was
The
Dirk.
psychic who's supposedly an honest man.
I didn't say he was an honest man. I said he was an honorable man,
Mm.
which is different.
Man's got a
DERK.
code.
Where is he? I can't
I-
find him.
He's
at
not on the
the
map.
Apple Inn.
He is at the Rotten Apple Inn.
No, it's like, didn't you like post his picture and name in chat somewhere?
I probably did.
When a dogma said his name, I posted a GIF or a picture from
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
the Dirk Diggler thing from Boogie Nights. That's the movie.
You should really get an NPC tab going for NPC pictures.
But do we need a
Eh.
list 12,000 names long?
Hang on, I'll just take a screenshot, put him in picture sharing. Oops, wrong thing. There he is.
Oh yeah, character info art.
He looked like that.
Yeah, Dirk. I was gonna meet up with him.
Yes, I'm sure it would be a good idea to immediately go from a conversation about an arranged marriage you don't want to talking with a psychic who you're giving flowers to.
He's married.
Hopefully I can deal with the flowers first.
Okay. You guys head towards section 5, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Where
Where we say, oh yes, welcome, we have, or not welcome, but bonjour, we have brought your employee safely back from doing the tiniest amount of work and giving you all the credit.
Oh, she did a lot to help us. Don't downplay her involvement.
Find her just like the fingers close to each other thing.
Sigvold says he has something to do, so he like bounces for a bit. Very appropriate for this session. Karn, the leader that you gave sass to about his teammate, does state, I did hear about these circumstances that have been plaguing your team. Our apologies for this unforeseen, I would say difficulty, but honestly, it became a boon for us. I do not know why the. I was about to say district attorney. I want to say district attorney until I remember the name. District attorney hates your team so much. But if you'd like, we can write a referral stating the fact that your team was just assisted by Eula, and you yourselves did nearly all of the work. Right around, I'm thinking 98% of it.
I mean,
Oh,
it's not
that
that
would
Eula
be really
was
nice.
very commendable, and it's not to say that Eula was not a credit to the team. We simply did not leave a lot of work for her to do.
Eula does nod. It's not like she's against what you guys are saying. Karn does state, though. Again, I entirely understand where this is coming from. You can speak with district attorney until I remember his name. If you'd like. I don't know why he does not care for your team, much less Ramon. But we will attribute any funds we potentially will receive in this to Ramon and your team vice in turn due to that.
Oh, thank you. It's really sweet of you. Oh, before we forget, here you go. I bring out a few vials. These are the test samples of the water and that we'd agreed upon.
Ah, yes. He takes the vials, looks at them. Everything seems to be intact. That's good. Then that means our contract is finally complete. Eula, welcome back to the team. Of course, thank you. Looks towards Win.
It was nice having you on our team.
Yes, glad to be here. And again, Miss Win, if you're ever in need of her job, Section 5 is always welcome. Ming you.
Oh, thanks. It's really sweet of you.
She nods, gives you a firm handshake. Ember does state, technically she can't do that, but you must have impressed her.
Can't can't call upon you for help. I was thinking can't handshake you for some reason. I was like, what?
No, but Win just shrugs. I'm just friendly, I guess.
Fair enough.
You also probably saved her life with the healing.
Oh, you were a healer, huh? Well, if you ever need for a job.
My specialty is natural magics.
Right in front of her supervisor. So rude.
Druidic healer.
And I druid craft a flower for him.
Oh, thank you. He takes it, curls it into his hair and braids it into it. It's very cute looking on him.
With deft hands he doth weave the flower into his rugged mane.
Yeah. Well then, please give my best regards to Ramon. I'm not sure why I'm changing his cadence. When you meet him again, thank you for acquiring this as well as the rest of the information you have provided. And hopefully our information was of service to you.
Oh yeah, you guys were a great help. I hope we get to work with each other again.
Yes, likewise.
It was nice.
Hopefully your true work amount is credited properly if it does happen again.
We'll see.
Yes.
You know how politics goes, I'm sure.
Unfortunate but true.
Is this Karn saying that? And his boss is the big lizard kind of dude?
No, the lizard dude's just a dude that's been hanging there ever since Amber was the only guy here. Karn is the leader of Section 5.
Okay. So the lizard dude was the receptionist that we first met then.
Yeah, the lizard dude was here, and Amber technically was the receptionist. That guy.
Okay. So we've just all been ignoring the big lizard dude this whole time.
At this point,
All right.
the first time you guys were here, technically was on his Wen and Thinkfin. The lizard dude was like sleeping. Now it's just like much like a dog on 6 hind legs, like respectively waiting while you guys talk.
Thanks. I also just
Well,
noticed that bench on the left-hand side. That's not concerning at all.
Oh, the bloody one? You can talk to them about it.
Well, I have a lot of things to take care of, so I'll see you guys later.
You take care. Pleasure seeing
Message
you.
me anytime if I can be of help.
We'll see what we can.
Right? With a wave and a warm smile, Win turns around and walks out.
Are you two coming? I'm not going to miss this.
Okay. Not worrying about the bloody footprints in the area. You guys leave. Why is my map acting up? Oh no, roll 20. What are you doing?
Probably is a very finder thing to do is notice the bloody table and like the knife and stuff and be like, yep.
That all checks out.
And if everybody else was acting like it was no big deal, the big thing there in the back, probably,
They didn't say anything about it.
yeah, it's standing there and they just act like it's part of the furniture. It's like, oh, okay, I guess it's supposed to be here.
I mean, for Finn, that
The-
does make sense. You're not really from here.
You notice you're just like kind of wide-eyed, but like, be cool. No one else is making a comment. This must be normal for this plane of existence.
Technically, they wouldn't
Yeah.
be here. I'm just gonna make you guys a little bit bigger. But you guys head out into the actual field of combat, which is standard living society.
Yep. The everyday battlefield of the street.
As you head out, you have a variety of things you can do. I'll leave that up to you. You do know I'm not going to say it's a storyline, but it is a line of thread you can definitely pluck at with Win and family. You can also do your own things. There's also the one with Dirk where you technically made an arrangement to give him flowers for his wife and his 2 kids.
Oh yeah, but I need to go to my parent shop for that. Win's already heading there.
Okay.
I'm already thinking of how you can turn flowers into a huge threat. It's like if you find where his wife and kids live and send flowers directly there. It's like,
But yeah, so
Like someone. Okay.
I'm gonna head down to my parents' place. You guys are more than welcome to tag along if you want.
I was about to ask if you wanted someone to join you, if you wanted to deal with your parents privately.
She shrugs.
I was definitely going to be perusing flower shops in the area while that conversation was happening.
Yeah, I guess for the main conversation, that should be a little bit private. But you guys are more than welcome to come swing by. I still have to deliver the flowers too.
I wouldn't mind going along. I just need to check in with my attendants and have some errands taken care of. Give me a moment.
Yeah, sure.
So, all right, I'll go disappear to check with them, and then then I pop back here after a few minutes. It doesn't take
Yeah.
long.
Popping out to your attendants, it doesn't take that long. They give you any information they have while they were exploring out the wildlife, the adventurer's life, and the actual life you live. One of fame and fortune and credibility.
Did they have something that we were supposed to get? Was there an arrangement there somewhere? I'm trying.
Yeah,
to
it was like the chest that you may or may not have left in Section 9.
Somebody had it.
Ramon gave
I
it to
thought
you.
somebody
He
was-
left it on
Yeah,
the table.
Jemmy had it. I thought he gave it straight to Jemmy.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Jemmy has it. So
Well,
you
could
don't
take
know
care
what
of
he
that
did with the
first.
money.
What was
I
inside the
couldn't remember
box
what
again?
it was. Just
It was supposed to be money, but that's only if you believe, as Finder says, the evil crooked man.
so it could be money. It could be an explosion made to assassinate us.
Not magical, you know that much for sure.
I don't think they would want to assassinate Win at least, because they did try to hire her to join their team. It's like, wow, Win is very marketable.
But yeah,
Although Wynn did turn them down, so maybe they didn't take kindly to that.
True.
Or decided this is the kind of evil that Finder is.
Well, she just said she doesn't need employment at the moment since she already has an employer.
Perhaps then you have set Ramon up for his disasters.
Okay, that's an 18. Don't mind that roll. Okay. As you guys are exploring, heading towards Win, Jemmy heads over towards the attendants, making sure they are okay. A few moments back, while triangulating his own point towards you, you guys regroup before Win visits her folks. So he meets up way before you guys get there, like midway. Like you guys left at the exact same time. He checked on his people and his stuff, and then came back towards you guys. So along the way, you guys can do whatever you want, or you can just be immediately there at Wynn's family shop.
Well, you got a fat stack of money, but honestly, show me the family girl.
All right. Well, once I'm back
Well,
with the group. Oh, sorry. Once we're back to the group, I'll go ahead and bring up the topic of the chest. And, well, should we see how much they actually paid us?
If you would like, I could examine it for more mundane traps, or simply have Honk open it.
Well, either way works for me.
I don't think they'll trap it.
Well, most of them wouldn't, but don't forget about Tom.
Yeah, that's the point.
I go ahead and hand the box over to Finder.
Well, maybe not in
A public
such a
square.
public area.
Well, we can follow up on it later then.
Honestly, I think a open area without, enclosed spaces for gases or poisons is best. I mean, certainly you don't want people around for shrapnel, but
I can't say you guys just make it into a nice open area, but distant from most other people.
she'll do it right in front of your parents' store in the nice courtyard, so that if it explodes, they can claim damages. It's a nice insurance payout.
Oh wow. That would be something. Anyways, just open it.
Alright, I will check it though. Thieves' tools?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I think it's good.
Seems good.
I have full confidence this is not strapped in any way, and I will just open it.
As you guys are going through the midday journey, heading towards a main part of the city, people all surrounding you everywhere. Finder thinks it's good, so he immediately opens it.
Mhm.
It's good. It immediately opens, and inside are just silvery-looking coins, around 50, divided evenly between all of you, as well as Sigvold.
So 10 each. Do I know if they are electrum or platinum or silver?
They look silver-y, but they have a duller tone to them. It's not Electrum. In fact, just to be funny, Electrum's more of a counterfeit money people use to make either platinum or silver.
That's funny because electrum is literally silver and gold mixed.
Yeah, I did not know that, but I'm not dealing with 1.5 amount of gold here.
There's a thing on the sheet for it actually.
I know
yeah.
there is. I'm not looking it up.
No,
Electrum
I
exists,
think
but
it's
it's used for
platinum.
counterfeit.
So what is it?
Coins, I think platinum. I don't have an alchemy kit, so, but
Jemmy, you deal with platinum all the time. This is in fact platinum.
Alrighty.
okay. So,
The
do you want
number
your
of
shares?
50 platinum each person, or
10 each.
how much was it? 10 each.
No, I did say 50 per person divided evenly,
Ooh.
including Sigvald. So if I did the math correctly, it should even out to 500 gold per person.
Yep. All right, we are rich.
Yeah, that job paid a lot, which means this is just a little bit extra they could afford to give out to other hires, which means you do not know how much someone paid for that Pegasus.
Yeah, it's pay better than Section 9 does.
Oh yeah.
I can see why people turn to a life of crime. This is
Maybe I
interesting.
should have took them on the job offer.
Well,
Yeah.
let's just hope that they treat that Pegasus very well and keep it.
Well, I don't think they're keeping it. It's for someone else.
Oh, that person.
Do you think the odds are someone wants to eat it?
No, I think the odds are it's going to go into a really bad animal trafficking type thing, and we're going to have to rescue it.
I call dibs.
As you divided your money evenly and openly in the city, Finder, you were saying?
I was gonna say, well, if we find it and it's already been slaughtered, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably going to eat some Pegasus. I'm not going to kill it, but if it's already dead, I won't let it go to waste. And here's your money. And here's your money.
I don't know about eating Pegasus.
He says it's like you've never eaten horse.
I haven't.
Out of character, I've never eaten horse, but
Out of character, I actually have.
huh. Irony.
Yeah. Well, it's because I was invited to my Samoans high school. When I was in high school, graduated high school, I was invited to my Samoan friends' graduation party, and they had horse meat there. It's a cultural dish.
I'm not gonna lie, I would. Like, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have.
It's just not available around me, you know?
Yeah.
I can barely even get goat.
That's more than I can get around here.
Alright, meat aside, you guys do have a lot of money now. You can definitely go shopping, do whatever. Go to the magic school or do whatever. Stuff. But you arrive to the Splendiful Garden Shop in front of the main district area. It's an area that is accessible to both the middle class and the upper class, but truthfully, a lot of just upper class people go here. Gonna be honest, Wynn does come from a more than upper middle class family, but they live within well below their actual means. They don't. Best way I can describe it is show their money. But you can tell they have a lot of money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As you enter the shop, there is two people just in there. One is currently attending to the flowers and the plants. Technically, you sell more than plants. And the other one is like manning the register, which when you can easily tell that these are both of your folks. L'Oreal Oakenwood, your mother, and Adrian Oakenwood, your father, respectively.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. I'm back.
Attending to the flowers, your mother immediately, like, politely uh, does put down the watering can, uh, politely waves towards her husband, indicating, come around from where he's doing his work, and both of you embrace you in a very big bear hug. Uh, your mom does state, "Oh, welcome back, darling. Oh, it's been far too long. Who are these? Oh, looks towards Jemmy. Oh, these must be your associates from your work.
Yeah, these are my coworkers. This is Jemmy.
See you
This is
again.
Finn. And this one is Finn. This one is
Hello.
Finder.
Finder just bows slightly.
And what
Uh,
was Finder's mechanical pet again?
Honk.
And this is Finder's pet, Honk.
And Finder will do like a hand signal or something, and Honk will open and shut his jaws. It goes, Honk.
Wynn's father does bow in turn when Finder bows. Oh, yes, I see. Politely bows and then states, "Oh, welcome one and all to our shop here. If you'd like, feel free to look around. I don't know if any of you are akin to a druidic class or just have an inkling for learning a thing here or there about plants, but we do welcome you. Oh, where are my manners? Please have a seat." He begins to cast a spell, and around you, like flowers begin to bloom everywhere, and underneath you, large petals begin to arrange themselves neatly and politely, for you to sit upon. Please have a seat. Would any of you like some tea?
Oh, tea would be
Yes,
wonderful.
please.
Maybe
Good.
monsieur.
He like begins to set that up, serve you guys, and it's very good. It's like succinct with your own taste buds, which is weird. It's not magical, but it's definitely alchemical. So, Finder, you find this interesting, even if it's not like, "Oh, this is good. I am enjoying myself." It's more like, how is
Yeah,
this hitting me so well?
This chemical is unknown to me.
Yes. This is bloodroot tea. It is very clinically. It goes well with anything. The problem is you cannot find this without growing it yourself. It takes weeks of delicate work. Otherwise, the plant itself would die.
Father's a skilled apothecary.
I thank you for your kind gifts, and thank you for your weeks of work.
Of course. It's the least I can do for all of you taking care of my daughter. Oh, yes, very much so. But what brings you by, other than coming back to the city?
Well, first thing is a commission that I have for a gentleman.
We met him in the toxic woods, didn't we?
Yeah, on our last mission.
Oh, I see. I did not know many people could live in there, but I suppose it is possible.
Well, Well, he didn't live there. He, long story,
Yes, what exactly was he doing there?
he was there on his own mission. And
Hmm.
our paths just happened to cross.
Oh, a rival. Ah, that does make sense. Giving the 1-2 to your combative rivalry, but also coming up and triumphing in the end. Ah, I see it well. Of course, of course. Let's see here.
But yeah, he wanted to commission a bouquet for his wife and kids. Uh, shit, did he want like dandelions?
History check.
I don't remember. History
Yeah,
check.
I'm having a
It
hard
was
time recall.
it it was dandelions or daffodils.
I think it was daffodils.
He wanted daffodils. And I was thinking I bring out my collection of feathers. We can use some of this as well in the bouquet.
Oh, that is definitely possible.
I
Um,
have I have 14 feathers.
yeah, you guys collected a lot over the past weeks. Week in game.
And what we don't use for their bouquets, you guys can keep.
We can definitely make a pretty penny, especially this time of year. People are effectively they are hedging their bets on something grand if they were able to collect a feather. Oh yes, many people are proposing, other people are just making polite business conversation and also giving this for a more or less general sum. Yes, and I do believe some apothecaries are also using them for ingredients. Some even use it for the revivify spell. We can definitely do this, and thank you, daughter, for the extended amount.
If
Plus,
those
no,
things can be used for a revivify spell, do you
Uh,
think you'll be able to? I was just quietly talking to Win. Like, if
oh,
those
okay.
feathers can be used, yeah. If those feathers can be used for a revivify spell, perhaps you can get one with all the feathers you have. Might be helpful at some point. Just a
yeah, but
thought.
their lifespan isn't that long is the thing. So if I hold on to it, it'll be no use, and I don't know if we can preserve it and it still have its effects for that.
So, what about that feather you had cast in Zig Amber? Am I remembering correctly?
Yeah. When you did have a jeweler able to encapsulate the feather, that's not to say it can be used because you're not sure. It was just able to be maintained in a preserved state. You're not sure if the preservation mess with it. It definitely still looks the same. You still have the ornate decoration on your person, but you don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
like the
I give
chemical.
that to Finn.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I gave it
So-
to Finn.
Cool. Finn, you do have this preserved feather. You do not know if the chemicals used were altering it in any way. You can definitely try to see, but the standard organic feather dissipates or deteriorates after a week.
Yeah, I knew that the feathers were going to disappear, but I didn't know if potions they were used for.
You can definitely speak with an alchemist.
Yeah, I just posted what the hair ornament's supposed to look like in picture sharing, and the blue jewel is a sapphire.
Yeah.
I don't remember you giving it to Finn, though. I'll have to write it.
Yeah, I gave it to Finn before we left.
I remember you giving him something, but I guess I must have missed what it was. But yeah, you could definitely have that. And again, you can definitely keep how many feathers you want. The bouquet itself would only require, for the purposes of the bouquet, 3 of them to make it decorative enough and not missing any spots would require 3. The rest would go to any commissions that your mother and father would have been gained, and obviously that does help the business, the company, the family.
Yeah, perfect. I'll help with the flower arrangements.
Yeah. You guys begin to like set it up and get it ready, and by the time it is nearly done, it is beautiful. Your parents do great work, and you yourself are learning from them. Finder, Finn, Jemmy, you can tell that this is a family traditional kind of thing. It's definitely something ingrained in someone to do as the courses of a long life. But after a good while, right around when you're like packing things up to make sure it's shipped properly and not jostled, your father, Adrian, does state, "Right then, well, first, daughter, it's great to see you, and thank you for providing for the business itself. Second, you did mention that you were here for more than one reason. I assume you spoke with your boss about the potential.
He, he, he did tell me you guys wanted to talk to me on a personal matter, and we can discuss that once I return from this delivery.
Or persuasion.
With advantage,
you already know
because
what
parents.
is.
I feel like you'd have disadvantage because parents.
Yeah, really.
I'm not going to give you disadvantage, but I'm not going to give you advantage.
Oh, you're lucky.
23 is pretty
Okay,
good.
then a 23.
Oh, you're lucky.
I suppose we can wait for a bit. After all, you just came back from work. I'm sure you're tired and want to, fulfill your business arrangements. I suppose that's quite well. Well, take the time you need. We'll be here all day. We don't have anything until the evening, so until then.
Yeah, I'll just run, take care of this, and come back.
Rest assured, Madame and Monsieur, we shall have her come right back to you.
He does nod and politely bow respectively.
Finder's just grinning evilly at Wynn.
She just thinks you're just smiling to be polite. She is. Wynn is slightly naive when it comes down to mean and evil things. Wynn
No,
isn't
how could this be
optimist.
evil? Obeying your parents is a very virtuous aspect. So is
Alright,
being
so
truthful and not lying to the people who care about you.
Completely not sure what's going on. Just okay.
alright, so let's deliver these flowers. I believe he said it was an establishment over here.
Me and myself and Jemmy have been there before. It was Jemmy, right?
It was Sigvold, actually.
Sigfold. That's right.
Jamie was busy at a ice.
That's right. Jemmy was
Floating
eating
in
fancy
society.
chicken. Fancy chicken. Pheasant, I think they're called. I know his hunt. I can lead you right there.
Honking
that'll
to you
be
right there.
great. Thank you.
Why did people disappear? What is with Roll20
Because we
today?
went to the inn. No,
Uh,
that's how fast we got there.
paste. Again.
Hong
Okay,
Kong.
Oh
you didn't
God,
disappear
honk.
that time.
Honk multiplied.
You guys head over to the Bad Apple Inn, which is in a seedy part of town. Half of your group gets catcalled, the other half gets catcalled. It's not great for people. Some people are like hashing to get into a fight, while other people are just asking for some change. It is a ruly sort of part of the city where people that did get here survive and then lose a lot of stuff, come down here for odd jobs here and there. Maybe it's cheaper to live here. It is. It is cheaper to live in this side of the area. And the Bad Apple Inn is an area where people go for mercenary work. Maybe a little bit seedier jobs here and there. It's definitely something your group can do, but I don't know if you guys should. Because I don't know your... Maybe Finder could. I don't know your guys'
Finders performs
alignments.
some funerals in the area.
But soon enough, you...
Sometimes really urgent funerals. Someone got stabbed in the neck.
Yeah. You eventually find Dirk after some hassling of the barkeep. And Dirk does allow you to see him since he's technically...
I think we
up
probably
and
got
up.
hassled, like, because we're carrying a huge bouquet, right? Like
Um,
that's what's happening.
when Wen sees Dirk, she'll like smile brightly and wave and just walk over. Hey, hi Dirk. Good to see you again.
It's a married man.
The bartender does like try to stop you guys, but like Dirk waves him away, so he like moves over to the side. Ah, welcome, Miss Wen. Finder, Finn, and Jemmy. Great to see all of you again. Like goes over to like pet honk on the top of his head. You as well honk.
Well, as promised, here you go. I hope you are satisfied with the results.
A lot of people in the bar like dive underneath tables. It's all right. It's not a trap. A lot of people like sigh with relief. It's a thing people do. Thank you, Miss Wen. He like takes it, puts it
Here.
on the table he was at.
Oh, and as you can see, I added a little more flair to it. Because it's special for your wife.
Of course. Oh, she'd love this. In fact,
No extra charge.
thank you. Well, please have a round on the house from me. Some people in the background. Did you say a round on the house for them, not you? I don't know you that well.
Oh, thanks, Dirk. I
course.
hope your wife loves it. Oh, and we made a couple of small ones for your kids too, because you told me they like flowers as well.
Thank you, Miss Wen. He like takes the two little. They're like already in soil potting pots. I don't know what to call them.
Yeah, that's
Wait, bouquets?
well,
No.
if you
Like,
made
if you're making them for kids, they'd be like a bouquet that you'd put in pots.
Oh,
So like they would watch them grow and stuff.
yeah.
you'd like give them a seedling, a
Vases.
sprout.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, like for
okay.
kids, like those really classic kind of terracotta pots, and there's like one bean sprout in it. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Anyway.
Yeah, but very decorative because it's Win and her family shop.
Yeah, so we casted a spell on them, so it preserves them, but also enriches them, so they'll be growing nicely and
Huh.
quickly.
Lovely, thank you. You guys are like given a round in the house. If it's alcohol, you have alcohol in the evening, afternoon. I know time. If it's non-alcoholic, you have non-alcoholic drink. It is good. He doesn't skimp out. Finder or maybe Jemmy or Finn detects poison to see if you guys get poisoned or something. You're fine.
I mean,
Oh no.
Finder's just
Win-
immune to it, so he'd probably just sit and be like, "Yeah, it's fine."
Win is foolish and completely trusts this individual. So she'll just order something nice and drink well with him.
It is honestly a good time. After a bit, he does state, right. Well, once again, thank you for the mission. I hope the funds have made it to your hands successfully. I know mine
Oh,
have.
yes, they have. Yes, they have. Oh, and if you're ever looking for flowers again, let me know.
Yes. Oh, that does remind me. I might, but maybe in the future. Again, a lot of jobs require a lot of ingredients. I'll let you know. That being said, though, I am no longer bound in contract to the job I just completed. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You've been kind and caring so far. I have no reason to not be not rude. If that makes sense.
Oh,
I know
we
when
so
we
you could.
quite a few questions, but I can't remember any of them.
You're
Also,
also very far
but-
away from.
Yeah, I understood. He said he didn't remember, but does that mean you could then tell us who employed you to do this thing?
Yes, now, not then. Unfortunately, they did leave the city.
Huh.
You can
Well,
trail them and track them down if you'd like. But now I can't, since the mission and things have been completed. I'm no longer bound by the death spell placed upon me.
please, I see no reason not to ask. Who was it that wanted this Pegasi?
It was a man in Noche. They went through a third-party provider.
Okay, so I'd like
Merchant.
to increase my odds on the bet of someone eating the creature.
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. Job and mission was set forth to collect the animal, bring it back into town, while their merchant friend would retrieve it and send it back to Noche upon actual mission. They left very early, I believe 2 days ago, in fact, like the day after we returned.
Did we spend 2 days
It's
in
been like
the
2.5 days.
Valkyrie? All right. Dang.
Which
We
is
did
why I had to get
explore.
my math right. I can give you the name of the merchant, but other than that, I don't know who his boss is.
Well, I'm sure the merchant will be more than forthright. Easier to get information out of him than you under a death spell, eh?
Correct. His name is Frederick Danvers.
Danvers. Does that ring a bell with anyone?
It might if one of your party members was here.
Dang.
Everyone roll history.
We'll have to roll well. Dang it, Sigvald, you were supposed to be here.
I mean, Sigvard would only get advantage.
The only way I can justify rolling history is with guidance. So may the core eye guide me. Which helps so much.
Well, Win might know something. Apparently this guy, he may or may not run in certain other circles of society, perhaps.
While Jimmy did not roll, he would also know the Danvers name. But more on that later. Examining, looking through the name and merchantry, when you do know that Frederick Danvers is an associate of your parents, meaning that he buys stuff from them to transport back to Noche. He's a traveling merchant through and through, which does mean he travel on a regular basis. So if he needs to leave immediately, he is able to do that. So that does make sense. Once he got his stuff, he leaves. He was here a couple days prior to you guys actually leaving and heading out. You definitely do know the staple store, not the brand staple, but the staple store in Noche that he, or his company at the very least,
Oh, the easy
works
button.
through. Yeah. Glad you got that. That being said, though, it is a pain and a half to actually get there. You would need to know someone that knows their way to Noche or travel in the next caravan to one of the checkpoint cities. You can definitely do that. And in fact, you would more or less know, because your parents are actually merchants, when the next time that would happen, which would be in about a day. So if you want to track them down and see where the horse goes, you can definitely do that within all truthfulness. You guys have like 2 weeks before your next real mission.
Quite a bit.
That being said,
Is
you also
that
know
the
he's
only-
shady.
And is that the only question we wanted to ask to our new best friend, Dirk?
Entirely up to you.
I didn't do the accent, did I? um,
Too tired to think. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
okay.
I think that was mostly it. And I just want to be clear, 200 is Frederick Danvers' contract that I was first drugged. You know, when you attacked me randomly in the alleyway for
No, it
trying
wasn't
to save a
random.
man's life.
It
For
was
trying to
presumed
save
you
him.
were part of their team.
But it was under this contract, yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. So now that that's gone, there is no reason for any random attacks. Perhaps not even by your associate Timothy.
Not as long as it. Why? Timothy was a. Timothy. Oh, you mean Tom.
Tom. Sorry, Tom. Thomas.
Was a third party hire. He's no longer associated with us. It's entirely up to him, I suppose.
Okay, in which case I would like at least like to know how to contact him.
He comes down to the.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Where does he actually comes here off and on again throughout the week? If not, you can find him in alleyways. Right around 2 blocks from here, in fact. Usually in the middle of the night. He pilfers things while people are walking through the alleyways when they are trying to be stealthy or hidden.
Classic cut purse.
He's very good at it, though. Can go invisible.
We
Oh, that's a nifty trick.
Well, yes, no, I'm not surprised considering how he snuck up on me, drugged me, stabbed me multiple times, you know. And in your opinion, does he still bear a grudge?
Last I checked, yes.
Wait, and you would not consider any sort of retaliation if he was, how do you say, taken out of the game?
Oh no, absolutely not. He was a man hired to do a job. He's no longer being hired to do that job.
And if I might say, quite frankly, he was not the best man for the job.
I mean, he did track you down several times.
Wait, but his job was not just to find us, but... Actually, shit, was that just his job? Even if he did that, he went far and beyond.
Oh, for
In the
sure,
bad
he
way.
did for sure do that. It's one of the reasons we're not keeping him on the job. The other 2 people that we did hire for this job have been hired in the Red Scorpions. They at least did their job properly and not
Wait.
begrudgingly attack because someone spit acid in their face or survived an attack against them. That's just being petty at that point.
I agree. So, again, yes, that's what we find. In the alleyways, a few blocks. Good.
Yes.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Not really.
Well, if you're ever looking for any side jobs here and there, it does pay well, but it only if you're able to let loose your morality. We also do need healers. Healers are a major plus.
Oh,
Up with
there's
it.
nothing I
Stop.
can do.
Stop it. Stop with the Disney eyes. Stop.
What do you
I'm
mean?
speaking to Win, just like slapping her. Yeah. Stop it. Stop.
What do you mean Disney eyes?
He opens them very large, and I don't know how, but your pupils expand.
Oh well, I just want to help people, and it seems like these gentlemen need to be taken care of and healed.
It is
Dirk, how
true.
would you characterize the Red Sashes? Perhaps as a criminal organization that commits horrific violence upon those who oppose them? Yes?
No.
Curses.
Also red scorpions, but neither here or there.
I keep calling them Red Sashes, don't I? Why do I do that?
It's because their members had like red sashes on them. And like you honed in on that descriptor.
Yeah. I think I should just make it canon that Finder knows but chooses to disrespect them. I don't know.
That's fair. You don't actually like them.
Well, Dirk, if you ever need a healer, let me know.
Of course, we do pay well, by the way. As Finder probably like shoves you guys out of the
Yeah.
building.
Okay, no, let's go back. No, we have to talk to your parents now.
Oh, yeah. Bad.
Unless you want to murder an angry cat in an alleyway.
What? No, why would I do that?
But because Tom is going to eventually come at us.
I have nothing against Tom. He's been nothing but nice to me.
Like when he tried to murder us?
Like I said, he's been nice to me.
He's not the best
me.
people.
But how would you characterize people that want to murder perhaps your friends or the people that try to keep you alive? I mean, I know you keep us alive in the more literal sense, but...
Well, I think he's just misguided, and if we have a nice sit down and talk to him, maybe he'll open up and change a little bit.
The only way he's gonna open up is with an axe to his belly.
Oh, that's a horrible image. Why would you say that?
Because it's the only scenario where it's true.
Do you not remember where his sword went through my body?
Yes, because I had to patch you up after.
As you guys are talking potentially about...
I did scold him for that.
I think perhaps I don't understand healers.
As you guys are talking about Finder and being stabbed to potential death, who has a passive perception of 18? I think I know one of you do. I just remember who.
I do.
Double dues.
As you guys are talking about this Finder potentially dying in the past, those of you with passive 18s do see the shadows on the top of the building, like, flicker.
We see like the Batman silhouette, but then the ear twitches.
No, it's effectively it is not Tom. It's not the flickering shadows are not big enough to be a humanoid.
Okay.
They like...
Well, I didn't see anything, so...
Yeah. The best way I can describe it is like whenever light shines upon an area and the area lights up for a bit, causing the shadows to move. That kind of movement, but without any light moving around in that area.
Oh, did you see that? What's happening with the shadows?
Yeah,
no?
weird.
With him
Sort of
pointing it out.
movement, but not entirely natural.
Maybe there's an invisible individual there.
Yeah, poor
Um,
invisibility indeed if it still interferes with shadows. Or maybe they're just clumsy.
If I have detect magic as a ritual, can I just spend a spell slot to cast it normally?
Yeah,
All right, I'll do that. 30 feet.
it is within 30 feet as your teammates dictate for you where to put it. There is a residue of magic there, but it's not strong enough to be a spell. There is something else beyond it, but it is magical in nature. It is not enchantment, it is not conjuration, it is not anything of that note. The best thing I can describe it for you, Finder, it is akin to the magical energy in a person.
I'm seeing was watching us, but
Not enough of it to actually
not
be a thing.
perhaps not a whole person. Maybe just their spirits. It has come and gone, but I can perhaps chase.
Was it an actual thing then, or
It's like a ghost or the essence of a person, but not all of them.
It felt much to Finder's own descriptors like a skeleton. Not the entire form, just the inner structure of a thing. Unfortunately, Jemmy and Sigvold were both lesser restorationed, so I can't give you what you might have gotten. Whether good or bad is something I did state.
Huh. Did the spirit, did it feel familiar?
It felt
Like someone I knew, or like a strange, unknown person?
it felt not known to you, but it felt natural in the area.
Perhaps something that's been here a long time. Maybe even something tied here? Do we want to investigate, or do we want to see if Wynn's going to get the arranged marriage? I only have 10 minutes for this.
having something?
Well, I did promise my parents I would be back.
All right, then we should go back to your parents' worship.
Before the spell ends and while you're discussing these things, that residue has faded. It's not as if the thing ran away. It's more like it just popped out of existence.
It dissipated in some sense.
Yeah, best way to describe it, yeah.
Because dissipated would be like faded away, as opposed to like vanished like instantly.
Yeah, it'd be dissipated.
Okay.
Good descriptor.
Well, I suppose if it's got ill intent, that's probably not the last we'll see of it. Since I'm on kind of high alert now, as we make our way to wherever we're going, I'm going to go ahead and be kind of actively scanning for anything else along that line.
Yeah.
See if it is simply part of the neighborhood or if it is a part of us.
Go ahead, Jimmy, and roll perception. As you're examining the area, you don't see that weird flickering, but in an instant, and I'm talking like a quick instant, you do hear a voice. Not anything you've ever experienced before. Well, not anything you've ever experienced before. Not a voice you know. It's not like Finn messing inside your head saying, I know who you are. Or that'd probably be Sigvald saying, like, I know who you are.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe
like
like
saying,
Sigvald, you have a
hit
very distinctive
yourself.
accent.
Yeah. It's not like someone you know. It's an sorry, cats are fighting with each other. It's a simple voice, not masculine or feminine in nature. Definitely more androgynous, that simply does state in a warning tone, they are to arrive soon. We do not know the context of they or arriving soon. There, you check the date, it's not any holiday or event like last week on the Featherfall event. Whatever notion you've just been given, whatever message you've just been given, there is not enough clues to give you context.
Was this within 10 minutes of me casting the spell?
This was after.
Okay.
And just to make sure, the whole thing was I know who you are, they are to arrive soon.
No, the first one was just joking around, like saying, Finn talks telepathically in your head, saying, I know who you are.
Now, do you, Finn? Really? Do you know?
I
Again, this
wasn't
is
trying
joking.
anything. What are you talking about?
The true and
Really?
only message
Then
you
you know
received
me.
was they are arriving soon.
Just heard something, a voice in my head. Did any of you hear anything?
No.
Apart from the
Alright.
usual internal dialogue, no?
Actually, Finder might have. Finder rolled perception.
Alright, let's see what I get. I'm not great at perception.
You heard something, but you could not make a voice out.
So it was in the wind? What did it say?
Doing my best to mimic what the voice sounded like, I'll go ahead and, respond with, they are to arrive soon. That was it.
Any idea who they are?
I have no idea, other than it's probably not us.
Yeah. Soon enough, you guys pass that point. You maybe look around for a little bit to see if there's anything else. You don't get anything else. So you head over towards Mom and Pop Shop. You get there without too much of an issue, although truthfully, it's still a weird ambiance because of what just happened.
You don't think perhaps we are the they and we're arriving at the flower shop soon?
Be odd for us to have to be told that. I'd like to think we'd know where we're going.
Queen, have your
Okay.
parents been acting strange? Perhaps they are possessed by demons.
I don't think they have been acting strange.
I couldn't say, but we are hearing whispers from magical spirits.
Oh,
Out
we
of
hear
character, I'm
whispers.
just trying to stir the pot.
Oh, we hear whispers of the elements all the time.
Oh, what are they warnings or what does the spirits say to you?
Just idle chatter. Like, oh, the weather's gonna be this today, or, the flowers are in bloom, or, the wind elemental caught the neighbor lady cheating on her husband again.
We say they are gossips, the spirits. I think this makes sense actually. It must be boring to be a ghost or spirit.
Well, I usually commune with the plants that we have growing in our garden out back.
Ah, of course, the worst gossips are of course the ones who can't move anywhere.
You guys
The roses are the worst gossips.
Those bitches got thorns for a reason.
They're divas.
As you contemplate who's the biggest flower diva, you guys do make it back into the shop without too much of an issue. Uh, Communing with the flowers aside, uh, your parents don't seem to be acting any differently when, even when we be perfectly honest. But, subtleties here and there, you don't fully understand. That being said, who knows? Maybe they are. You
I
don't
mean,
truthfully know.
self-proclaimed naive character.
But your father,
I
Adrian.
trust my parents 100%.
Maybe, perhaps this marriage would be the best thing for you. I mean, if you trust their judgments.
All of this is just a little weird.
Your father, Adrian, does state once after that conversation you guys have. Right. First and foremost, welcome back. Your seats are still there. Sorry about that. We had someone come in buy a good amount of plants and head out before you guys got here. So we would have tea prepared if you're ready for that as well. Those of you taking tea, you take it. It's not the same tea. It's more
I was going
like
to say.
it's more like business tea. It's still good, but it's definitely it's not the highest stuff anymore.
No, I suspect that it is unhealthy for one to consume too much of something called bloodroot.
You are correct. This is a nice ginger tea, which is still good, but you know.
With
Now then.
Tasty.
When
is
you say
mine with honey?
naturally.
Yay!
Now then, we did mention about discussing things. If you'd like, we can discuss it privately or with your coworkers, friends.
I think we should discuss this a little privately. If you guys don't mind.
Not at all.
They're your parents.
Just looking through my spells for something called Hear Better. No.
I mean, it would admittedly be pretty rude to be rude.
I,
Yeah,
for
so you
one,
guys
certainly wouldn't dream of pressing my ear against the door or anything like that.
Yeah, so take a look around the shop. We have the gardens and greenhouse in the back with an apiary. So we have fresh honey that we collect if you guys want. Um, my father is a apothecary, so he does have some remedies in store as well. So just have a look around.
You guys are actually
Alright.
able to look around if you'd want.
The instant that Wynn and her parents do disappear through some door and the door shuts, Finn very quickly grabs Finder by the shoulder, pulls him in really close, and says, "What do you mean marriage? When was that ever mentioned? Why did you just say that?"
So I thought you heard Ramon as well, that her parents are perhaps arranging a marriage.
No, first I've heard about it when you just said it a minute ago. Why didn't you give me any warning?
Ah, mon ami, you were there. I thought you knew. And I have. This
Is
is
this
no
a standard
secret.
thing? Is this
Oh.
a standard thing here? Like just to be arranged or willy nilly, or how does that work?
In
Is that
the
normal?
entire world or this city, I can speak not very much to the customs of elves, I'm afraid.
Just kind of. He's just gonna be quiet with his thoughts for a moment.
It is a very nice beret she gave you, though.
It is. just kind
Well,
of
if it's
hold it.
it's any consolation, Finn, I recall when she reacted to that, it didn't sound too particularly positive.
But she trusts her parents and look at the space they have built. Perhaps they know best. I'm an evil son of a bitch.
Finn's just going to wait very
Please,
quietly.
you just like the drama.
You make it to one of the back rooms, which is just the storage behind the shelf area. It like leads into the back garden area, as well as the adjacent building your parents and yourself do sleep in. As you enter inside and close the door, you do hear mumbling in the background. That is like your teammates, but it's like mumbling. You don't get any words, which means that no words from you would be heard. Your father, Adrian, does state, right then, now then. You mentioned speaking about this privately, so I suppose now we can. Well, first and foremost, we are glad you're back. I'm honestly grateful that you've met no peril of death specifically, on your mission. But to get to brass tacks, unless you have something to say.
Yeah, when he said that, Wynn just smiles awkwardly.
Concerning, but we'll get back to that later. To get to brass tacks, we've come to our attention that there is a potential suitor for you that has been brought to our attention. Oh yes, they're a nice young girl from the city hidden in the clouds, or the City of Angels. It's one of the cities that many of higher respected families are trying to get a foothold upon. Not as many people can go there, let alone it can travel there. So we'd like to discuss this opportunity. That being said, we don't want you to force you
Oh.
into anything. After all, your life is your own. But we'd like to present this option.
I never thought about marrying a woman, that's for sure. It never even crossed my mind.
Everyone has their own preferences, dear daughter.
I know, and there's no judgments. Love is love, right?
Quite true, indeed. But when we were speaking, me as well as the other families were discussing things. We did have an envoy from the City of Angels, and I didn't mention you offhandedly, and they took interest.
So, who is this person and what do they know of me? And why me?
Their name is Cassidy. They come from the City of Angels. They know you because you know your mother loves to gossip. You already know this. They know a significant amount of you. They know your studying history, your skill sets. Nothing personal, as someone should get to know the other person on a personal basis, not just hearsay. If you'd like to discuss more with them, we can definitely set something up. From what we know of them, they are nobility, but not a princess. Yes, we couldn't arrange that. Your father says jokingly. They are a Viscount's daughter. So, 16th place in line for kingship or rulership. Pretty close to it, but unless something terrible happens to a lot of families, you wouldn't rule anything. But it does come with a lot of land, uh, people that
Money, prestige,
money, prestige,
connections.
connections. So we like to discuss this
I'm
truthfully.
I'm just surprised someone like her would want to marry a florist's daughter of no significance in high society with no rank.
If this was an anime, I could guess exactly what the camera would be doing.
Your mother does state, well, be that as it may, or presumptions, assuming, we don't fully know, but we can definitely ask them. We can arrange something for you to meet them, see how things go. It is not an arranged marriage just yet, it's more an arrangement to be seen. First off, they would like to court you and see how it goes from there. Beyond that point, it'd be up to you to decide whether you continue the courtship or you would seek marriage beyond it.
Well, I never even thought about having a relationship with a woman before. It didn't really cross my mind. But I should at least acknowledge her bravery and courage in coming out and seeking companionship. So I guess just having an initial meeting to say hi and get to know each other would be okay.
Very well then.
But I can't promise anything after that.
Of course, dear. Again, your family believes in you. First and foremost, it's not something we strive for to help improve ourselves. We're already doing fine. We're not pinnacles of society, but we do have a large sum of money behind us. If we're going to be perfectly
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, I know. I never grew up wanting. You guys gave me so much.
Okay, this is the point where Finder's gonna walk away.
Right. Well, if you like, we can have something set up so your friends can also be there to perhaps encourage you, at the very least, to make sure nothing shady is happening.
I guess they can accompany me as my escorts to make sure nothing bad happens.
Yes, of course.
Cheaper than getting bodyguards, that's for sure.
How about
Abuse the government. No.
2 days from now, we have things set up. So they join you and your companions out to a nice luncheon. Gives you and your team plenty of time to settle down and relax back in the city, and gives them plenty of time to have a good area set up for a first encounter.
All right, sounds like a plan. Uh, do we at least know she likes flowers or animals?
Oh, yes. In fact, she is a fan of animals specifically, and she would like
God,
to know
yes.
more about plants in regard to this.
Oh, I can't wait for her to be the biggest hunting maniac ever.
You stop
Oh
listening.
no.
I know nothing about this. That's an
Um,
out of character thing.
Yeah, I just
do
noticed the
we
absence of the French German accent.
Yeah,
do
I
we
was,
know her favorite
he's
flower?
Swiss.
What was that, Win?
Do we know her favorite flower? If she has one?
From what I remember, it's something I have to look up now.
Snapdragon, hyacinth, orchid, ghost orchid.
What's the
Dandelion,
stereotypical plant that people associate with, like, did you know that blah 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 is the deadliest plant?
Nightshade.
I do believe it
Yeah.
is a nightshade.
Okay, that is a lot. I think I can work with that. Interesting choice. Okay.
My thoughts exactly. Hence, oh, wait, this would be your father. Hence, we would want associates of yours around.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yes, of course.
I'm just wondering which type of nightshades.
Unfortunately, it did not come up. But at this point, I suppose we can get your companions into this conversation, if you'd prefer.
Sure.
I mean, I did say nightshade literally because the prefix to the most common one is the deadly nightshade. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I always hear.
Yeah.
Well,
Other than
well,
that, it's like the hemlock family.
well, and also, nightshades is basically in a s- there's a lot that fall underneath the nightshade family tree.
Yeah,
A lot
exactly.
of them are flowers and fruits and vegetables and like
Yeah.
vegetables, but every single one of them is still poisonous in its own way if
Eh,
not handled and cooked. Even potatoes
I was gonna say
are count as a nightshade family.
if you plant potatoes in the same field for too long, the soil will build up deadly amounts of cyanide.
Yeah, even if they're and if they're in direct sunlight for too long while growing, they get it's really bad. Eggplants. Eggplants are part of the nightshade family.
It's like when you talk about brassicas, and it's like it's broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, like all of these plants. And like shit.
Exactly. But
Perhaps,
nightshades produce very pretty flowers.
Mhm.
perhaps she would like a nice corsage of the Gimpy Gimpy.
Well, that's what I was thinking, making a corsage or a brooch that she can pin on herself, or just a small little bouquet.
As you're saying this, walking out of the building, not out of the building, out
Oh,
of the private room.
I think, and Finn would have handed the vase Finder would have handed the vase to Finn and been kind of like, "Ah, but see, it's just a date with another girl," and then kind of like walk away a little bit. Oh, but she's royalty.
Finn just puts the vase back down. Nope, nope, nope.
Oh, so you heard everything.
I would
Kind
have
of
liked to do that.
embarrassing.
Like as soon as I
Nope.
walked away,
Didn't
I
hear
would have
enough.
said that. But you guys were chatting. I didn't want to interrupt. But as soon as I walked away, I would have done that bit.
So it was before you
But
came back out.
yes, apparently a viscount's daughter has asked for asked for my hand and for courtship, and she will be arriving from Cloud City uh, in around 2 days.
Wait, is it actually is Cloud City actually a place I'm not familiar?
It is a rumored location, much like
Wait,
it's a
isn't
place
that
that
where the Valkyries come from?
no, different place altogether. Uh, there is a few names for this city. One of them's the city in the clouds. Another one is for the city of angels. The colloquial name for it is what's it called? The flying whale. Because when people assume they see the city, it is shaped in the shape of a whale.
With a city on its back. And also
They
inside.
don't see the city, but that cloud formation is like in an area known as the Hellspike Mountains. And like that cloud formation is like always there, so presumably that is the city that they seek. And people climb it to get to the highest point to try to get to the city, but no one except
They
for
climb Mount Everest to try and jump to the Cloud City.
yeah.
I love it.
And very few people ever come back and tell tall tales of the city itself. Now it does exist, but no one can truthfully get there without complication or being invited there, or climbing Mount Everest and trying to jump to the city itself. So this is an honestly very good opportunity. Finder, you may or may not have heard of it because it's like a tall tale people tell, like, oh, I'm gonna make it big, get to the flying city in the sky.
Maybe I think I would like to meet a Viscountess of this Avalon that you speak of. I know it's not Avalon, but that's... I say Avalon as like a kind of a term for like a mystical city, like if I were to say Atlantis or something,
Yeah.
just like a crazy city.
Well, as luck may have it, I need an escort just in case things go bad.
Of course, of course. We'll definitely escort you.
Yes, I'm sure
No rushing.
Finn and myself wouldn't miss it for the world. Yes, Finn is very eager
Now,
to see this.
now it is proper protocol to sit on a table next to them, but not at the same table.
Yeah,
Well,
understand. I will attempt to comply to your customs.
Adrian does state, we'll arrange things to make sure everything's set up appropriately, so you'll definitely be within earshot at the very least.
Okay. Oh, and I posted a picture of flowers and picture sharing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are petunias, actually, and they are a part of the nightshade family,
Oh, so
and
you
they're
didn't like
very
my
pretty.
corsage?
Would you like an attendant for this meeting?
And if I may ask, where is the meeting? Is it on the Cloud City or within our own haven?
It would be within your own. It would be within this city. They are visiting.
Oh, it's much less exciting. Oh, I'm sorry for my candor, but to visit the city in the clouds would be most...
Oh, true, but it's still nice to have people from there coming
Ah,
here.
Quite true.
I myself have grown perhaps a bit jaded towards tales of wondrous other lands, considering the nature of my work.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Yeah, I can see that, but just remember, we just came from a most wondrous place.
A place clearly built and constructed by the hands of mortals, not gods.
Yeah, but it's still a wondrous place.
Indeed, much heartened to see such a place, but it is in such confusion and disrepair that it does not engender a sense of wonder, perhaps hope that we can perhaps gain what we have lost, but not not wonder. When I see it, it is frustration at the fact that it is not functional.
Well, I think it's wondrous because of the potential.
Of course, it has potential, but
And
it is
it's like it has so much mystery still left in it.
that is the frustrating part. It is not
That's
mysterious because it is beyond us. Mortals have made that place. They created
yeah,
it to
but
function.
who? Which mortals were they? Human? Were they, you know, some other kind of species? Do that species still exist? Are they
Imagine how much.
extinct?
Imagine how much more we have to learn. That's what we could be building someday.
When I look at it, I see what we have lost.
Uh, First off, everything that has been happening. When your parents would have told you how the person looked like, would you have told the group uh, the descriptor of the suitor?
Sure, I guess.
Apparently, she's super pretty and has the nicest, shiniest hair.
Well, your
Show
folks would
me
have
a
told you.
picture.
Well, you've caught the eye of another lass.
I think the combination of these two flowers would be really pretty together. And they're both a part of the nightshade family. What do you guys think?
It's-
If you believe that to be appropriate, I did have a corsage idea, but it might not be culturally acceptable here.
Oh, Nightshade, are you trying to go for the femme fatale?
Well, Mother said her favorite flowers were nightshades. And there's around like 100 different classifications of nightshades.
She did not specify, unfortunately.
Yeah, usually they don't.
Oh, I'll trust your judgment. You've got a lot more experience with flowers than I ever will.
Yes. Her picture should now be in character info art.
Oh my god, I'm a lesbian.
You can be both.
Oh, if only there was a simple two-letter term that could describe that kind of situation.
True.
There is a 3-letter word for it, though. Yes.
What's your sexuality? Yes.
Yeah.
It's your sexuality. Bring it on.
Your parents do tell you the descriptor of the person. A blonde woman with cerulean blue undertoned hair with feather decorations within the hair itself. A nice blue cape with a gold medallion pin holding it together. And a nice outfit underneath. So if you guys do encounter her in the city, you can definitely not catch her.
Wait.
You're not hunting her down. Like, you
Wait,
would see her.
hold on for the most racist question I've ever asked anyone ever. What's her skin tone?
Lightly tanned.
In the picture?
Oh, is there a picture? I was
Yeah.
Yeah, in character art info. Is she human?
She is known as a ASMR. So
still
she
avian
has
if you lower the bar.
so she has
Wow.
human tones to her, but there are like hints of silver lined eyes or golden like eyes, depending on how you would depict them. Some ASMRs also have wings, but she does not, or at least no present wings. But
Okay.
the higher status ASMRs usually can like conceal them or retract them.
Okay.
This to see whether or not it's Cammy Cat approving or Joe Cat approving.
I was just still ASMR, I feel over the bar. Or still avian, I feel over the bar. That's where that's from.
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting at. Is there's two places that could have come from that I can think of off the top of my head.
But yeah,
Well, I posted Joe Cat, so that's what it is.
if you
Okay.
guys do see her around within the city, you would know who it is.
All right. Cool. 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 Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'll have to get ready for this encounter.
Again, dear, it'll be in 2 days. We'll have everything set up beforehand. Um, feel free to roam around the city, do what you need to. Till then, all of you are, of course, welcome to our shop whenever you'd like.
We thank you for your hospitality. And, you sounded very excited about the bouquet, but not about the meeting.
Well, I am excited for the meeting. Well, I acknowledge her bravery and courage, so I at least want to meet her and say hi and go from there.
I mean, I, I cannot say I have much experience with particular Viscountess, but in my experience, people of that rank, no matter what, they do not lack for boldness, whether or not they are right or wrong. And I'm not saying their sexuality is right or wrong, I'm just saying in general.
Money does speak.
But Debbie's kind of curious. Given the amount of conversation that there's been about the flower slip corsage, he's going to try and see if he can figure whether Win is using that to kind of take her mind off of this revelation that her parents have dropped, or if this is actually just part of looking forward to all this.
Uh, I guess that'd be up to Win if you roll
Roll.
deception or insight.
I
You don't have
mean,
to say either
that
one.
that's like a real life. Like, what do you actually think, man?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
when you
I
can set
guess
the
roll
DC.
insight.
Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, there I am.
This motherfucker is insightful.
Oh yeah, Wen has no fucking clue what she's doing when it comes down to meeting this girl, but she knows flowers at least. So she's doing what she can and what she knows. It's like you can tell it's like she's completely new to relationships in general. And
I was
now
about to
it's
ask.
a relationship of the same sex. Okay. Then on top of that is a Viscountess. And on top of that is from Cloud City.
And on top of that, it's your parents being like, "We're okay with whatever your sexuality is. Don't worry. Hey, would you want to date perhaps the closest thing to a princess that we can find? We love you."
Yeah, so it's like all of that is, well, not what Finder said, but all
Yeah.
of that is like going through her head right now. So she's just focusing on what she can control and what she can do at the moment to help take the pressure and anxiety off of her.
The next 2 days
It,
is just gonna be
it's
constant,
like
like passive, supportive, passive aggressive comments from Finder.
it's like you know how it is. It's like um if you try to control everything, you're just going to stress yourself out. But if you get rid of everything that you have no control over and just focus on the few things that you can, things will be more manageable. That is what she's doing.
Mhm.
He's
Uh,
focusing on the gift that she can give and whew, being calm.
mhm. As this is all going on through their heads and like setting things up and relaxing
Session.
or focusing to get your mind off of things, Jimmy and Finder, roll one final perception check.
Oh, I'm not good at it, but I hope I roll a natural 20 and find out that these parents are possessed by people. Let's see what happens. Nope. That's performance. It's the same. No, it's actually
Roll again.
less. It's -2. All right, I'll
Roll
roll
again.
again. +2.
Oh. Finder, Finn, you're like focusing on Wynn's thing, like
Yeah.
who is Cassidy. Uh,
Yeah.
when you're like focusing on other things, Finn, you were saying?
I was gonna say, yeah, he's trying to grapple with, not knowing the customs, and so he's just kind of staying out of the way, not saying a whole lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a chaotic brain moment when you're like focusing in on the plant because plants, people. eh, Jemmy and Finder, you're like acutely aware of your surroundings. You're like trying to take it all in, hearing Wynn's conversation and things of that nature. Finder,
Oh
again,
man,
you
the
hear a
ghost.
strange whistling sound, something far in the distance, but close enough that you hear it. You just can't make out what it is. Jemmy, you hear the same sound, this strange whistling, but you do hear a whisper, thin, but definitely veiled within this whisper tone. Within it, you do hear, they will arrive in a few days, and it will be the end of one. And whatever that means to you, whatever the end of one means, we'll figure that one out next time as we end the session for today.
Dun, dun, dun.